This episode is sponsored by ParkLeap. Do you hate waiting in lines for your favorite rides at Disney World, Universal, and Disneyland? Of course you do. Everyone does. ParkLeap tracks current wait times for attractions in real time, analyzes them, and gives you immediate guidance on what to ride now and what to skip for a shorter wait later on. ParkLeap saves you time so you can do more, see more, and ride more. Many theme parks provide their own apps, which is great, but they only report the times. You only get information, you don't get guidance. Is that 40-minute wait good or bad? ParkLeap can tell you. ParkLeap also includes an interface that is clean, quick, and easy to use. Many vacationers travel to multiple theme parks. Now one app does it all. Whether you're a local resident and annual pass holder, or travel great lengths once a year or every few years, you want to make the most of your time and money. This is the app to get to help you do that. Get ParkLeap in the Apple App Store. And thank you to ParkLeap for sponsoring Starport 75. Space Shuttle, this is flight safety. Keep your hands on the handrail or inside the vehicle and remain seated while in motion. You are clear for launch. Have a great flight to Starport 75.
Hey, Glenn.
Hey, Chris. How are you?
Fantastic.
Good.
You know why?
Why is that?
It's the middle of the summer, and it's just such a delightful time in Florida.
Right. It's nice and
it's so
pleasant,
relaxing.
right?
You walk out in the morning, and it's just the air is crisp and bug free.
Sorry,
and just delightful. The crowds at the parks are non-existent. Right. It's an amazing time, summertime in Florida. I mean, you kind of know. You live up north, so you know.
I do live up north. You are correct.
And at least you guys in New Orleans don't know anything about humidity. Yeah, we get a lot of that here.
That's true. We do escape that.
I don't know if you guys get that up there. But no, I make fun. But I do like this time of year. You know what? I especially like that it's getting close to the birthday of our country. I like that time. Yeah, July 4th brings back nice memories of being a kid. Remember being a kid and you'd be on like a summer break?
Yep, I do.
And didn't it seem like forever when you're a kid? Like summer break was just like an eternity went by.
It did seem like forever.
Yeah. Now, not so much.
No.
Now it's like, what? It's July already?
I know.
Like somebody's like at my job. They're like, I'm going to be out next week. I'm like, what do you mean you're going to be out next week? They're like, it's the 4th of July holiday. I'm like, it's not July already. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
He's like, hey, dummy.
It's insane.
He's like, you're in charge, really? That's pretty much what I get. But anyway, enough about me. Let's talk about me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. See what I did there?
So what did you have you been to the parks lately?
I have. You know me. I'm always in the parks.
Well, that's true.
Actually, let me ask you a side question before we get into all that.
Yeah.
Have you ever been on the Instagram? You know that thing? You ever seen that?
Yes, I've been on there once or twice.
I've just started using it more because, I always do this with like the Twitters and the whatever. I'm like, for the longest time, I'm cutting edge adopter on a lot of technology, but for some reason the social stuff, I guess not too surprising. The social stuff, I'm a bit of a laggard. Mm-hmm. But I've been doing the Instagram, and have you noticed how many people? And I guess it's mostly like the Disney fan sites and stuff. And if Starport is doing this, don't yell at me.
Well, Lord.
But have you seen where they do like an Instagram story? I guess they're stories. Is that what they're called? Yeah. At the top where you hit the thing, and there's like a whole bunch of little short segments.
Yes.
I've noticed more and more, and it's probably just because I'm following more and more, but more and more places are like doing like daily updates and like. I don't even know how to describe it. Like there's a picture and then they put text on it and they're like, today the new snack at Disney World. And it's like, every day they're doing these huge updates just in a whole story. You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes.
Okay.
And no, we're not doing that.
And I hate to be such a curmudgeon, but I see the, and I love Disney news, but back in the prehistoric days when it was all by Morse code was the only way to find out what was going on in Disney World. It was like big news to get like, oh my God, there's a new hamburger there. Like it was, maybe you get like one a month, you'd get like some new tidbit. It feels a little. Do I sound old if I say it feels like information overload? Is there any of that?
Yeah. No. Yes, you are correct from my perspective.
How do I? But do most people like that? I mean, are most people like, oh my God, and they're just eating up all that detail? It's just like there's so much. It's like leave some surprise, leave something.
Well, okay. So Disney is contributing to it, though, right? Because they are releasing. Sure. Because they didn't. I mean, they didn't have a cupcake of the day or today. Yeah. Did you know today was
626
day, and they had a special blue.
You know how I knew?
Soft serve ice cream through Instagram.
Because Instagram. Yeah,
yes, I know. Me too. and so Disney is, Disney has found out that they're, these, influencers are, and I did air quotes, by the way.
Yeah, I think we all heard that.
Okay, good. So these influencers are going to the parks every day, and whenever there's something new, and they're Instagramming it, and so Disney's getting free publicity, and they're reaping the benefits, and so. But all these, there's so many people out there doing this.
And every day. I mean, like when I first discovered these, I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. I can keep up with, it's kind of. But like when you have multiple outlets that have multiple people doing it every single day, it's like I'm seeing more of the parks sitting at home than I am if I went to the park.
Oh yeah. Well, and I follow some, on YouTube. There's a few people I subscribe to who. They do. One of them does a daily vlog where they're going to not just Disney but Universal and other attractions within Orlando and restaurants. And I mean, there's something every single day, and it's fun to catch up. To watch them because you get invested in these people, right? And you're watching them, but then. But there's a ton of others, and there are some that are so specialized. So through, watching all these, there's, recommendations, suggestions, right? Mm-hmm, and so it's like, okay, well then this other guy, he's the Potter collector. And so his is so, specific that he only reports on Harry Potter stuff. Originally he was showing his library and his collectible books that he has. But now I guess he lives in or around Orlando, so he's been going to Universal a lot and showing, a lot of, but just not Universal, just the Harry Potter lands, right?
Yeah.
And so it's fascinating what people are, and I'm curious about their views and how popular they are. It's like, how are they trying to? Are they trying to make a living on this, or what's going on? And then there's other people that, so that becomes popular. So then others start to do the same thing. And it's just like it multiplies. There's so many people out there. And yeah, Instagram is, I don't know if it's the worst, if that's the word, but it's definitely it's overload. Is what you said? That's a perfect word for it. It becomes overload.
And I can hear tens of thousands of our audience right now saying, hey guys, Chris, you're complaining about people doing Disney news and you're doing a podcast about Disney, but it's different. It feels like all the Instagram stuff is like, look at this. Like, it's all like superficial, top level, just like, oh, here's this new thing to buy. Here's this new, 2,000 calorie cupcake, like you mentioned. It's just like, pop, 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 and just really shallow and just not, I don't know. It just, and maybe it just doesn't appeal to me. I mean, maybe it's just, my brain just runs too slow for it or something. I don't know, but it's just like, when you get to a point where you're like, enough already, right. And one of them, I don't want to call them out by name, but one of the big sites out there that does actually they used to do plans for going through the park, but now they're doing even more news, which kind of is interesting to me. Are they hiring people? Are people just donating? Are they paying people by the photo thing they sent to them? I don't know what they sent, but they had one update today, and I'm pretty sure they update every day. And one update, whatever you call those little segments up in the Instagrams. Mm-hmm. Those little bars at the top. There were literally 25 of them, an entire thing. And I'm like, yeah, it was just and that's just, and nothing against them. They're doing and maybe people are just, this is what they're asking for. But it just seems like, and maybe people aren't following as many people as we do, and so maybe that's you get overload faster.
No, I think everybody's following a lot of people.
Really? And do you think any are any of the normals that aren't 100 years old like me that do you think they're like, oh, what's the matter? It's fine. I like seeing my cupcakes and the big new popcorn bucket that Disney just put out.
No, I mean, I like it, but I mean, but when everybody's doing the same thing, it's
Every day.
every day, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, let me, I need to scroll through some of this.
Yeah. But the flip side is I do. I mean, it is amazing how much. It's both amazing and a little sad how much information you can get about what's happening in the parks, because it was a little more rustic back in the day. Like you had to really kind of hunt for stuff, and not everybody knew things, and you had to like.
I couldn't wait for my Disney News magazine to show up every other month.
Right.
I would get that and tear through it and read every word and find out what's coming up and what's going on. And, there was no, cupcake of the day or anything like that. Especially Disney World. I mean, that Disney World has always been different than Disneyland. Disneyland catered, more to locals and Disney World is a destination, right? And so people they shied away from that. That's the whole logic behind Disney World not having like the Nightmare Before Christmas overlay for Haunted Mansion. That's why they don't have the Christmas overlay for It's a Small World, because the thought is people, they go to Disney World. They're not going all the time. It's a destination. It's a trip that they've saved up for a long time. And so when they go, we want to show the what they would see all year round. Where Disneyland has a lot more of the seasonal overlays and stuff. And so if you go by that logic, then why would you have cupcakes of the day or special blue soft serve ice cream today? Yeah, okay, maybe it's a little bonus if you're there, but they're clearly doing this for the Instagrammers. I mean, that's what's driving all of this. That's what's driving all of the specialty food that they're doing. And it's smart on their part. Why not do it? I mean, if you're getting all of this, people are going there, buying this and Instagramming it, and Disney's not doing it. Like they're just filling up the cone with the blue ice cream. It's free advertising for them.
It is, and we'll talk about a little trip I did soon. But I did see a fair number of people that like got their Dole Whips or whatever, and you could see they were staging their Instagram photo, which is a little disheartening.
Yeah,
but anyway, I don't know, because I love the information, but it just seems it's like a fire hose of kind of superficial Disney stuff. But
yeah, and one thing on that, the Dole Whip's been around forever, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You could go up and buy a Dole Whip and eat your Dole Whip with no problem. In the last few years, though, it's like its own attraction, and it's because of Instagram. I mean, it's become a thing, whether you like it or not.
I mean, I'll disagree with you. I remember to a degree. I remember, and yeah, I'm an old guy. I remember reading rec.arts.disney.parks for those people that are old enough to remember using it. And people would talk at length about Dole Whips back then, because I remember thinking, what's a Dole Whip? Like, it took me a long time to even discover what that was. I just somehow it slipped me by. So, I mean, it's always been a like a Disney comfort food with people. No?
Oh, it has been. No, it has been, and that's not what I'm saying. Is it was never the attraction that it is now. Okay. Like now, there's a line. Like they had to move it to the bigger refreshment area, and now you can get it multiple places. You can get it at the Polynesian. You can get it, other places.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's no good.
It's self-serve at the Polynesian.
No, it should only be at the one place.
I know. Now now you can get it with alcohol in it and everything. I mean, so
really, wow,
it's become,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's become a thing, and so it's like I mean, it's still good. I still love it. I still want to have it, but now it's as much of a photographable object as it is an edible object.
Yeah. All right, one more complaint, then I'll get on with things.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's along the same lines. Maybe my problem is that how do I put this? There was a clear strata of individuals before the Instagram age, we'll say. Mm-hmm. You had the normals that just once a year they would do their Disney trip. No, I love Space Mountain. My kids love that, or Small World, and they'd go eat at Casey's or whatever. And then you had the other strata that like knew all the stuff and the special things and the Dole Whips and like the things that most people didn't know. But it's like now it's just like it's all commoditized. Like there's no
right.
And is that me just sad that my elitist Disney position is gone, or is there any merit to that? Or am I asking the wrong guy? Do I need to find somebody 30 years younger to have on this podcast?
No, no, absolutely. I agree with you. So I mean,
well, then that's a boring show.
I know, right?
All right, you should at least pretend to disagree.
I should, right? But I can't because
no, you know, we need to get some guest hosts on here that live like out of state, that don't visit often,
right? That
love the Instagrams and like get their position. We need a point counterpoint.
We will absolutely work on that.
Anyway, I don't mean to complain. I do like it. It feels like holy, and I think it's just the way it's presented too, with just like the text overlaid and the it's so noisy, right? It's just so.
My problem is I don't know how to do it. So
well,
I've never done a story.
It's funny you say that because while I was and I'll get to my trip report in a second, but while I was there, I turned to my 20-year-old nephew. I said, how do you, and I'm like, man, I really jumped the shark here, so to speak. I'm like, how do you do the Instagram story thing? How does that work? But in my defense, the Instagram interface is inscrutable. There's no way to figure that.
Have you ever done what's the other one? Snapchat?
No, I'm too old for that. It launches and says, "Oh no, Grandpa, put it down."
It launches right into the camera. Like it's like
much.
Whoa. It's that's a whole different level.
But next time, it's funny you say that because I was flipping through one of them tonight. One of these ones I'm complaining about tonight. But one I did like when it was less the sort of new dessert choices at whatever, swipe up to find, with all the ones they scream at you. But this other one was just like, hey, we spent the day at Animal Kingdom and here are the things we saw, and it just kind of went through it. And I'm like, oh, okay, that I kind of like. So maybe it's just in the presentation that bugs me, but
yeah, I know.
So I want to do that next time. And and you can link to it from the site and everything. And I can be a what did you say? An influencer? Can I be an influencer?
Yeah, influencer. Yeah.
Hey, totally off the track. Did you? Because I know you follow all the social media stuff. Somebody was just kind of busted by the socials out there because she was some sort of fashion. I don't have the name in front of me. I didn't plan for this. Fashion influencer, and it was this whole recently had this whole like thing where she and her boyfriend were like traveling around the world, and there was this surprise proposal, and he I guess before they went out, he proposed and whisked her off around the world, and they went to all these fabulous places showing her fabulous life. And then it came out where people posted the PDF of the PowerPoint that they had put out prior to this that they sold to all the like cosmetics and entertainment and travel. It was an entirely staged thing. So, you got to watch out for that too.
That doesn't surprise me. I didn't hear about that, but I mean, that completely doesn't.
It was fascinating. And because it had the whole PowerPoint thing, and it was like almost scenes of a movie where it was like the proposal, the whisk
like
away,
storyboard.
It was a story. Exactly right. Yeah, bringing it back to Disney. Good for you. Yeah, that's something I don't think Disney ever got enough credit for is the invention of storyboards. Like, I don't think people know that. Like, that was Disney that did that, and it's the foundation of music of movie making.
Sure, I mean, look, he did a lot of stuff. The multiplay camera and
they don't use those anymore though.
No, but
it's all computers. Hey, have you seen Toy Story 4 yet?
No, I haven't. But before we go on, so if you want to follow me on Instagram, I'm DizWiz, and then the show is the Starport75, and you are.
I don't think I'm on Instagram.
CB Gray, right?
Yeah, sure. We'll
something
say
like that. No. Okay. All right, go ahead. Have I seen Toy Story 4? No, I haven't. Why? Surprised. What is that? There's a fourth one?
Well, yeah, you can't stop at 3.
Wait, 3 had such a perfect ending.
My son said
everybody agreed it had such a perfect ending.
You know what's funny is I have read that so many times, and for the life of me, I can't remember what the ending was, and I really didn't like 3. I don't remember what it was, but I just didn't like it. I think I need to go back and watch it again.
You do. It's good. I mean, it's not my favorite, but it's good, and it ends like it, and that should have been the end forever and ever.
Yeah, I got to go back and watch that again. But it's not the end. There was a post ending. Apparently, I don't know. Plenty of sites review it. I don't want to do it, but I will say one thing that I really did appreciate of it is the technical aspects of it, the animation, the lighting effects.
Oh, I believe that. Yeah,
amazing. So, I don't think we needed a fourth Toy Story. I'll summarize it like this, and I think most people have, or a lot of people have. We didn't need a fourth Toy Story, and I give them lots of negative marks for even greenlighting that project. Mm-hmm. But having made it, they made it pretty good. But the way they made it, it was fantastic. So
yeah, okay,
that's kind of my summary.
Yeah, look, I do want to see it, but I'll see it on video. Yeah.
Yeah, we weren't in a hurry, but we wanted to take our 7-year-old out and do something. So
that's fine. The kids
and he loved it.
They went. They saw it. They enjoyed it.
Although I tell you, he was way more excited, I think, to see the Frozen 2 trailer than the actual movie itself. So
okay, there's a Frozen 2.
Yeah, well, we're only halfway done. We're only halfway done.
Right. This is just
so. And my son said to me, he's like, "Wow, Toy Story 4. They've never made 4 movies before." And I'm like, well, there's Rocky. They did a bunch of Rockies.
Rocky 4 was very good, though.
Well, the funny part was I completely didn't even think about Star Wars. I mean, we've had 400 Star Wars movies now.
Well, it started with 4, Chris.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that. Man, I'm such a bad fan.
Hello.
I didn't even think about that.
Hello.
So you're saying that's what they should have done with Toy Story, right? You start with Toy Story 4.
They should start with this one and then done the prequels. Because that could never go wrong.
So then Toy Story 1 will be the worst movie ever made, ever.
Right.
See, they did it all wrong.
They
that
did.
would have been funny. Okay.
Should have called George up.
And then so 7 will be pretty good, and then 8 will suck terribly, and then who knows with 9? Maybe they'll rescue it. Toy Story 9.
Is it on the Star Trek where the odd ones are good and the evens are bad? Is it one of those?
Yeah, that held until 5 or 6, and then they were just all bad after that. But yeah. And maybe it. Well, no, because Star Trek 4 was really good. I think, right?
I don't know.
The even ones are good. Yeah, 2 and 4, right?
Oh, okay, yeah. Right.
Even are good.
I'm sorry, I don't know, so that's why I was.
Yeah. I don't understand you people that you're either a Star Trek fan or a Star Wars fan.
No, I don't. I like the new Star Trek movies.
Yeah, well, those don't count.
Yeah,
everybody likes it. Those are like, oh, I like spaghetti. I mean, everybody likes spaghetti. I mean,
But it's not. Look, if it's on, okay. I'll watch it. My wife's a big Star Trek fan. She likes Star Trek and Star Wars. And I've watched episodes with her, and it just, whatever reason, it just doesn't click with me.
Man, I don't get it.
The Next Generation was the closest I've come to following a Star Trek series.
Yeah. So much depends on when in your life you see things. I mean,
yeah.
I grew up on watching reruns of the original series, so I get it. It's all ridiculous now looking at it, but
I know. So
whatever.
Yeah.
Well, this was a fun show. I enjoyed doing the show today. Do we have anything else to talk about? What?
Wait.
What? Is there more?
Didn't you go to? Don't you have a trip report?
Oh no! Cue the music.
And now a trip report from Chris on Chris's Disney adventures.
All right, is it time for my trip report?
Now it is, yeah.
How come there's never a Glenn trip report? Why does that never happen?
Well, that's part of the show that we're cutting out about the price increases.
No, okay. Well, we'll talk about prices in a second. Yeah, I mean, I'll share. I mean, because this is the old man's version of my Instagram story. Right?
There you go. That's exactly what this is. This is the long version without any pictures.
Right. This is the LP. the long
vinyl
play.
Version.
You can keep your Casingles. This is.
Oh, that's awesome.
Remember those Casingles? Did you ever buy those?
Yes. Oh, I had a few of those.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but a few.
Probably Prince, I would guess. Hey, I was in Minneapolis recently. Did I tell you that?
I know.
Did I tell you what I saw at the airport? They have a Prince store at the airport.
They did not have a Prince store last year when I was there.
Oh,
I will say that.
I didn't have a chance to buy anything, but just it seems sad to have a Prince store at the airport.
Of course, it's sad.
I mean,
I still. That being said, if it was there, I would have bought something. But
yeah, you'd be like, Tammy,
yes,
how much money do we have, and can I have all of it for Prince stuff?
It's insane. I mean, it's just so wrong, man.
It is.
But the goofball should have had a will, and he should have stipulated all of this.
Yeah, you know what? He thought he was going to live in his royal majesty his forever and ever.
That's right.
I was going to say his whole life, but I guess he accomplished that. You folks at home will get that. So I went on a trip. I think people like these. I think they like, because it's like, I try to share what I discover, Glenn. I mean, anybody can go on a trip, but I try to, and because, and I'm not the expert I once was. I'm not following all the grammars and they're influencing. So, I mean, there are a lot of details about things that I don't know about. So I try to share those for folks that, might go through a similar thing.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I was going to the Magic Kingdom. I'll give you a little backstory because you kind of have to know the setup. So I was going to the Magic Kingdom. The reason we were going that specific day was, one, it was about 1 million degrees. So we figured it'd be nice to get toasty out there. We'll go do that. But more importantly, my nephews were visiting, and they're like 18 and 20. Hey, Alex and Nikki. And they're visiting, and Nana, Grandma, Mama, whatever people call their grandmothers.
Yes.
She wanted to do a nice thing and sponsor a day for them at the Disney. So nice. I thought that was really nice. They didn't seem all that excited about it.
Aww.
Yeah, which is a little tough. Now, so I was going to be put in the position of tour guide. Okay. Have you been in this position at Disney in the past? Have you ever had that job to be the one to like pick the schedule?
Many times.
And how do you do with that? Because with me, like if it's just me, I'm fine picking where I go and what I do. Sure. But when it's almost like you're into computer stuff. You ever have anybody like stand behind you as you're typing something, and for whatever reason, your brain at that point can't remember what any of the keys are, or even how to move the fingers towards the keys, and you're just like typing nonsense while somebody's watching you and going, "Don't you know how to type?" Right? For me, Disney's like that. I know where everything is, what time things are, what fun things there are to do when I don't have to direct anybody but me and my family. As soon as I have to go outside of that, and I got like an audience. Stage fright or something, and I'm like, I don't know where's the Harry Potter stuff, and I just don't know right. what. So, how does it work for you?
Oh no, similar. Like it's not because I've been there a gazillion times and I've seen everything, and so when I go, I just want to do what I want to do. But yeah, there's an extra layer of pressure when you are, when other people are relying on you to take them around and to show them a good time, and you're the known Disney expert, right? So
you have a podcast, right? Uncle
absolutely
Glenn?
have, they'll absolutely have a great time with you, right? Well, okay, but everybody, not everybody likes the Country Bear Jamboree, and so they're not going to want to go and see that,
and rightfully
just because
so.
I want to go see it, right?
Yeah.
So you don't know what their likes or dislikes are. Yeah. When you ask them, they're going to be like, I don't know, just whatever,
we'll do what you do.
Take us around.
Yeah. So the problem is
just a lot of pressure.
Yeah. So two things right off the bat. There's two problems with this. So because they said exactly that. Well, we'll just hang with you guys. We'll do what you guys do. And I'm like, well, there's two problems with this. One, I normally have fast passes of some kind, but because they didn't have any passes, which I'll get to in a second, we couldn't do fast passes beforehand. Right. Mm-hmm. So usually I know, hey, in a few days we're going to go, and I'll pick a few rides, and then that will kind of anchor our day. Right. So I'll know in morning we'll do this, and afternoon we'll do that. And then in the middle, we just kind of fill with whatever. But now we are there often-ish. And so there's no pressure for, if the line for Space Ranger Spin is too long, we'll catch it next time. Right.
Yeah, sure.
But now I got one day to try and impress an 18 and a 20-year-old, right. Both, my nephews, guys. And I'm like, well, do you guys like roller coasters? No. Do you guys, do you mind waiting in lines? You guys could wait in some lines for some of the bigger attractions. No, don't want to do that. It just I couldn't find the right fit. And even before we went, I kind of saw this coming. And then I said, if you guys don't want to go to Disney World, maybe you want to go to like Universal. We might have things more interesting, or even a water park. Maybe that would be more your speed, more active or something. And they're like, no, we'll go with you. I'm like, okay. So we went and did that. But before I even get to that, so we had to buy them passes, right? Mm-hmm. This was surprisingly complicated. I would think, like I just a single day pass to the park would be a simple thing to do, right?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yeah, except but. And maybe it is on the surface, but then I was like, well, do they get any Florida discounts for a single day pass? Turns out, no, you don't. There is no discount. It has to be multi-day. So I'm looking on the website the night before trying to figure out, because number one, I was trying to figure out, could I buy it? Because we didn't have any fast passes. I'm like, I'd really like to be able to have, I wanted to like fast pass Space Mountain or something for them, so they didn't have to wait in line for it. But I couldn't figure out a way to like buy a pass and do fast passes before we got there. But regardless, so do you know how much ticket prices are right now? Because do a little quiz. So they were going to be single day, which I think we talked about before, are the most popular tickets, right? So yes. My family has a gold annual pass.
Yes,
we need a single day for them. How much is a single day to the Magic Kingdom?
I actually looked it up, so I know.
Oh, darn
Sorry, but it 125 without tax.
Yeah, I rounded it up to 130. Yep.
There you go.
So for one day, right?
Yep.
So imagine this pressure now. I'm like, oh, Nana has paid, $260. I better make sure that they come back and go, oh my gosh, it was an amazing day, right?
Sure.
So anyway, we go drive over there. You remember I complained before about the tram thing, because
Yes.
where to park and all that, and
Yes.
and I actually asked you the day of,
Yeah.
which I didn't actually see your answer till later,
I know.
but that's okay, because to fill in real quick, they're doing tram construction at the TTC, so it's actually farther away to try and park and take a train. Anyway, a long story, but listen to the other episode, but this time it worked out. I parked in the closer spot, but that's really a mess. They got to get that thing fixed, finished up, because that's kind of a mess over there, the whole tram situation. But anyway, we get there, and it's so funny because normally like our routine is like we get to the TTC and then boom, we go to the monorail or the ferry and we head on over, right? And I'm like, oh no, wait a minute, we have to get tickets, right? Yeah. So we go to the ticket window, and have you ever done that? Usually you have passes. You ever actually bought like a ticket?
Yeah. I bought a ticket a couple years ago. Remember, you dropped me off at...
oh, yeah.
I went and bought a one-day ticket.
Well, you feel a little like a...
I felt goofy. I'm like, I need one-day ticket. And they're like, okay. Okay, stranger danger. Like, what are you doing? Like,
one ticket, me,
Did you
no
learn
family.
how to land the plane too? Or were you just focusing on how to fly it? Like, what are you doing, dude?
I didn't think about that. You show
We're
up with
tag you.
With your backpack.
Exactly. What's in your big backpack? Is it camera gear?
What's in all those cargo short pockets you have?
Right. Oh my god.
Yeah. Actually,
So it's a little. Yeah. I've done that.
Now that I think about it, the only time I did it was when I went to California. I was there for a day for a conference. Then I had an afternoon free, and I did that for Disneyland. So anyway, yeah, so $130. So I go up to the ticket. Very nice lady there. I didn't catch her name, unfortunately, but she was very nice. What I found interesting, and I don't know what your experience was when you did it, was I said I expected to just kind of walk up and go boom, boom, boom. I need 2 single-day tickets. You're $500, and thanks very much.
Yeah.
But no, there was quite a bit of upselling happening there.
Oh,
I don't know if
really?
that happened with you. There's like a little tablet they have next to them in the little air conditioned booth, which by the way was just dripping water. Like, I mean, they need to work on the air conditioning there. But anyway, so I said I need 2 single-day tickets. She's like, well, there's a 3-day ticket pass that it's way it's a better deal
it's almost
per day.
Free.
Because it's like, she didn't quite use those words, but she's like, it's only like $70 a day or something instead. And I'm like, yeah, but I said, when does it have to be used by? And it was like end of July. And I'm like, well, they're not going to be back by then. She's like, there's a 4-day that is good through like August. And I'm like,
really?
No, that's not going to work either. And I said, really just need their 2 passes. And she's like, okay. And then she starts to tippy tap on the computer. And then she said, well, what about you? You don't need passes? I said, oh, no. I mean, I'm an annual pass holder. Right. Can't you tell? But didn't you hear the trumpets when I arrived? Right. And she said, oh, well, they get a friends and family discount. And I said, they do? What is this you speak of? I didn't even know this was a thing. So apparently, and she almost made a mistake. She said, well, wait a minute. Which level are you? And I said, I deserve to be premium, but I can only afford gold. So that's what I am, is gold. And she said, so for gold and above, apparently, I can't remember if she said 6 or 9. I think she said 9 tickets a year we can get at a discount. And they were only $90 instead of $130.
Really?
Which is a pretty significant discount.
Hey, my buddy.
Right. Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, man.
Hey.
So, we're always complaining about Disney prices and how they're just screwing us all out of our money. But I thought that was a pretty nice, because I even thought about that the day before. I'm like, it seems like there ought to be a way, I'm a pass holder and I want to bring somebody that it shouldn't be quite as much. And that's the deal. So it saves, $40 a ticket, which is
awesome.
Substantial. Yeah.
It absolutely is.
So yeah, when you do come down, I didn't even think about that. I wonder if that's,
I didn't either.
If it applies to like multi-day tickets and stuff. I didn't ask about that. Like if you came down with your family, can I help you get 4-day passes at a discount? Is that a thing? Maybe it's just single day.
I don't don't know. We need to.
Yeah,
that's homework for me.
All right, you do your research, and now you have a vested interest in it.
I do.
So anyway, so we got our passes, and they had theirs, and the whole day was like I'm not used to people having the cards as their thing, right? And people, and like we just have our magic bands now. We just zippity, and we just flow through like you don't even realize the sort of automatic things you have like that until you have to kind of like do other stuff. But anyway, so we did that. Go in. I think I've asked you this before. When you're going to the Magic Kingdom, do you always do monorail or ferry, or do you mix it up, or how do you pick? How do you pick which one you're going to do?
Whatever has the shortest line is usually it. But you
can't see
lately,
the line for the ferry.
I've been doing. Actually, the monorail's been pretty good.
Yeah.
So I think we normally do the monorail in the morning and then ferry back. But it doesn't matter. Whatever has the shortest line, that's the one I'm getting.
Yeah, but you can't see the ferry. You don't know what its line is.
Well, not anymore. I mean, you used to be able to.
Really?
You used to be able to judge and say, oh, well, the ferry just left. Or it's just getting here. So, yeah, this is a perfect time to go catch it. Or
Well, what I go by is if I can tell if they're running two ferries.
Yeah, I mean that's a good sense.
Because because one, it could take you a long time, but two, it seems like it's roughly the same as you'd wait for monorail with any sort of significant line. And we were getting there at 9:30 in the morning, so it was like peak rush of people, starting their day there.
Mm-hmm.
So I opted for the ferry because it seemed like the way to go. So we did that. I'm trying to think what else leading up to that point. So we go in. Did a little dance with the cards to get through the gate. Oh, I got me one of them ECVs, them electric scooter things, because I didn't know how long we were going to be there, and I didn't want to be all the way to the back end of the park and be like, man, I wish I did that. So I got one of those. Get them early, man. And we talked about this before. Remember, and somebody at Epcot told me 3:00 they probably are out. I think Magic Kingdom's even earlier than that, because one time. A few weeks ago we went, and I think we got there at like noon or 1, and they were already gone. I think they just have way fewer of them because the park's just not big enough to handle everybody just riding their Harleys around. Yeah. But I did that, and so we're on and so I'm like, so what we had to do then was do like a beeline to, and I have got questions for this, so hopefully you can answer. We had to make a beeline to the firehouse, and do you know why?
Okay. For the Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom?
Man, you're good at this game. So, yes. Last time we were there, my son did this. He'd been wanting to for forever and ever, and we finally remembered, let's go get the cards and stuff. Yeah. So we did it, and it's a lot of fun. If anybody doesn't know, the quick recap is you get like these cards at the firehouse and a map, and they're like these kind of hidden magic portal kind of areas where you hold up the card, or I guess you scan your band or your park pass or whatever, because they link the cards to that, and so there's like this whole story that plays out, or multiple stories even, right? So and there's a different story or different segment of the story in each land you kind of go through. Yeah, I think so far we've done 3, and we just did 4 on this last one. So we get there, and it's kind of cool. Like my son scanned his band, and they're like, "Oh, it looks like your stories. You can pick up your story in Fantasyland." I'm like, "Oh, that's kind of cool." Computers remembered. Yeah. But I got questions about this game. Have you guys? Surely you guys have played this game, right?
We played it once many years ago.
Okay.
So I mean, my memory's fuzzy on it.
Well, all right, wake it up. And I guess we're late to the party, and this is where we are. So, has it been there that long? Is it?
Oh my goodness, yeah, it's been there since, I'm trying to think, we stayed, I tell you what, it was there in 2013.
Yeah, okay. But I mean, not like 10 years ago?
6 years ago.
Okay. I guess if I followed more stuff on Instagram, I'd probably know these things. But all right. So, but explain this to me. So we've got these cards, and you go to the thing, and you scan your badge, and there's like a little video screen, and it does a little story. Mm-hmm. And at various points, you have to hold up a card to fight the thing. Yeah. But for the life of me, I didn't see any difference between whether he held up one card or another card, or like he could have it didn't seem to make any difference. It was all the same thing. Are there differences with the cards?
I mean, they're supposed to. Yeah, they're supposed to be. Our problem. I don't know if it was because it was new or what, but we would show the card. They would stand in the little circle and they would show the card. And it was hard to get it to register.
Yeah, it still does that. Yeah, it's still the case.
Okay.
Some were better than others. I think it has a lot to do with how whether it's a really
light,
bright place or right. Yeah, I don't know. And some of the cards have like stats on them, and so I can't quite figure out like why would I want a whole bunch of different cards? Like, is it just to collect them? Is there another game you can play with them after you have them?
Yeah.
Oh, there is?
It comes. Well, it should have come with a map or
yeah.
And so you can play that at home. You can.
Oh, you can.
There are instructions on the map that tell you how to play at home.
Okay. I guess I got to look at that then.
But yeah, closer. So each card has a special ability, and like we have when we were playing it, like we would show a card, but it wasn't the right card, right? It wasn't strong enough to.
But we've never hit that. That's what I'm confused about, because that's what I thought was going to happen. Was like, oh, you have to try the Mr. Incredible card because the other one didn't work, but it doesn't seem to matter.
Well, it did for us. I remember that, because then we'd hold up another one. It was like, okay, and then we defeat whatever or solve it or whatever.
Maybe my son is just really good at the game, and so I haven't even noticed that. Anyway, okay. So we did that. Well, we got those cards, and I guess you get like a free pack every time you go or something. Apparently, a lot of people are really into collecting like the whole thing.
I have a set.
A whole set?
Yep.
Really? Like even the book to let thing is like $35. Did you buy that?
Yeah, no, I don't have the book. They're just in protector sheets. So I got the set after that trip in 2013, but they've released. So I had the whole set, but they've released special limited cards for the Mickey's Not So Scary and for the Very Merry Christmas Party.
Okay.
They do special cards for those, and so every year, so there's probably about 8 or 10 cards I don't have, and I would love to get those, but they're so expensive. It's like I don't like,
Yeah.
So anyway, I have a whole set.
Huh. Okay.
Have you met me?
Well, yeah, but I mean, like some things you get into, like, but pins you don't. So like, I don't know exactly where that line is, but one of these days I'll figure it out. Anyway, so
I haven't figured it out.
So what happens once we've done the like I said, we did Fantasyland. I think we only have Tomorrowland left. So like, what happens when we're done? Is that it?
Oh yeah. Well, no. So they have another card game in Adventureland.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that. Well, okay. Well, let's talk about that now. Actually, we'll chain on because we went to Adventureland next.
Yeah,
and we're standing around by the Swiss Family Robinson treehouse thingy, which my son loves. I can't figure out why he doesn't know anything about
awesome.
The movie. Is it?
Yes, we go on. We climb the tree every time we go there. Yes,
but it's awesome. But you do, and do your kids know like the story, like the background of it?
My son. They actually watched the movie in school one year, so he actually knows it. We tried to watch the movie here. It's the most boring thing. So I've never gotten through it, but I like the treehouse. It's a treehouse.
Yeah, I like the treehouse too. I mean, I like it. He was very excited to go. He asked like 30 times, "Can we go?" I'm like, "Okay, we'll go to the treehouse."
It's an adventure. Take him to Tom Sawyer Island. He'll love that.
Adventureland. He's never been there. Never been there.
I know.
Well, how would you know that? You don't know.
Well, because I didn't take my kids until the last time we went, and it was like I had shown them like Nirvana, like even as old as they are, like they loved it.
All right, we gotta head over there then. But this time, it's weird. Is like before my kid. I almost never went to Adventureland, and I'm not sure why this switched. Like we'd always do Fantasyland or Tomorrowland. We'd always kind of head to the right side, right?
Yeah.
But I don't remember what something changed. I think because we wanted to do like Aladdin thing, and anyway, like now Adventureland is our go-to. Like that's the side we go. So we went over there, huh?
It's awesome.
Yeah, I love Adventureland. They have a nice mix of things you can do. They got walk-on things. Yep. They got some things that are like long waits. They have fast pass things. They got like a nice mixture of all kinds of stuff there. And like we talked about earlier, they got Dole Whips, which apparently you can get anywhere now. So we went over to Pirates because I have this cool app called Park Leap, which tells me like which rides are pretty low weight, and I noticed that Pirates was pretty low, so we boogied on over there. Remember, I got no fast passes.
Yeah.
I couldn't even remember. Kind of back to my forgetting things when I have to lead people there. I'm like, I don't even know where to. And in my defense, we never do it. But I'm like, where do I go to get fast? But like, you go in the park. Where's your first stop to get fast passes?
Your app.
No, I can't do fast passes in my app. What are you talking about?
What do you mean? Not your app, the My Disney Experience app.
But they had day passes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. I did that later, where you like link the app to the day pass. Yeah, I did that later. But let's say you didn't do that. Do they still have the like?
Yeah, Actually, I want to say that maybe in the Firehouse they actually have kiosks, either there or City Hall. But yeah, there are kiosks throughout the park.
Okay. Well, I didn't.
Not as many as they used to have, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't bother. It wasn't until actually that's what it was. We were in line at Pirates when I went, I think I can link their cards in the app. And that's what I did. And so, cool. So next from that, we did a fast pass just for the Magic Carpets because my son likes that. But yeah, I knew I was in trouble when we were, I'm like, Pirates is only 20 minutes. And it's it's midsummer, right? It's busy. Yeah. June is busy time, whatever. I'm like, okay. I'm like 20 minutes to me. That's like free money.
Yeah, that's easy.
Right? And we were in line 5 minutes, and one of my nephews said to me, "Is it much longer? This long? This seems like a long line."
Tony, are you trying to kill me?
No, this is the conversation we had. I'm like, I kind of looked at him. I'm like, yeah, you're tired of being in line already? Because now I'm gauging like, well, there's nothing we're going to be doing here today. So.
The Wedway 18 times.
Well,
which isn't a bad day, quite honestly. I would take that day.
Well, I'll jump ahead. We did the Wedway People Mover guy, and that line, we waited just as long to get on that as we did to get on Pirates.
Well, I tell you what, it's boomed in popularity for whatever reason.
I still don't understand. And somehow it's linked logic. With fast passes somehow.
Yeah.
Because that's when it happened. When fast passes started to become a thing, its line started to get longer, and I still cannot figure out how or why. But people seem to like that now. So later in the day we did that. But no, we were on Pirates, and Pirates is Pirates. It's always good, except for that silly redhead thing they had going on.
I don't know why you changed it.
Me? Well, I just I thought more firearms was I thought what we needed.
Right.
This is a solution to that problem. Anyway, so we did that. We did Aladdin, which and here's a little bit of the magic at Disney, right? So I got these teenager, early 20s guys, and they're like, no. They would rather much be. I think they would have just wanted to be home and hang out on the couch with the Instagram and do that. But we're on the carpet, and I'm thinking they're going to hate this Magic Carpet ride because it's it's a goofy little whatever. And so I'm in the lead carpet because I'm the lead dog in this trip.
Sure.
And I look back, and they were in a carpet together, and they're just smiling. It's like the best thing, and I'm like, it's the little Disney magic taking over there.
Yeah,
so
of course.
Started to turn them around a little bit. So we did that. What else did we do? Got our Dole Whips. So I did my duck face selfie with my Dole Whip, and I put that on the Instagram. Yep,
very good.
Did that. I asked the group if they wanted to go see Country Bear Jamboree, and everybody voted no, including my wife and the 7-year-old.
Oh, that's a shame.
I'm sorry, Uncle Glenn, but no, crowd said no, and I didn't push it. We were gonna. I don't know why we didn't. Well, we were gonna do Tiki Room. For some reason, we didn't. It just like, I know what it was. So here's the thing. So I was trying to, going back to my point about it being tour guide. I was trying. We'd already been in Adventureland a while.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm trying to gauge how long are we going to stay? Are we going to close the park? Are we going to leave at noon? I couldn't really figure out, I had to feel out the crowd and see where it's going. So kind of the vibe I got was that we weren't going to be staying all that long. So I'm like, all right, well, let's not spend the entire day in one park. And my son was itching to go pick up that card game in Fantasyland. So I'm like, all right, so let's go. So we didn't do Tiki, and I didn't think. What?
I was going to say no Jungle Cruise.
No, the line was 70 minutes, something like that. Right. Yeah, and I didn't have fast passes, so and by the time I linked their cards, those were gone. Like all the mountains and all the big rides were all gone by the time I linked all that up. So no, I did want to do that, but just the line. Remember, a 5-minute line was a long wait for my cohorts. So anyway, so.
Country Bear would have been perfect.
I actually was going to do it, but I couldn't get him to. I couldn't get people to agree. So, side note: have you seen the news about or the rumors about those two attractions, the Tiki and the Bears?
Yeah, I've seen the rumors.
What do you think about that? So, like, Bears are going away, and it's going to be a Pixar Toy Story like marionette show.
Yes.
And Moana, either a complete redo or a tie-in or something on the Tiki Birds. What do you think about that? You pro?
No, of course not.
No, because you don't like change. That's why we've been through this 1,000 times.
Yeah. So I don't know if you know. So these rumors, I think there might just be rumors. But that being said, the official Disney Parks blog actually disputed or actually came out today and posted to refute the rumor about the Tiki Room.
Really? I didn't see that.
On the Disney Parks blog.
Wow.
There's an entry called "A Little Birdie Told Us," and then it says there's rumors flying around. So they're
flying around like birds.
What they say is, "We're sorry that our fans are being fed incorrect information by unscrupulous sources."
Wow.
While Toucan play at that game. We deal in facts here at the Disney Parks blog. Although we won't address every rumor, we want to set the record straight. There are no plans for our feathered friends to fly the coop anytime soon.
All right, enough.
We're constantly evolving our stories, but these birds will continue entertaining our guests at the Magic Kingdom Park just as they have done since 1971. Now, all they say
where's the fine print
is that the birds will stay there. And that they're constantly evolving our stories.
Okay.
So I think that, they still could have the Moana overlay.
Yeah.
Okay, if they do it right, that's fine. I mean, keep the birds.
I wouldn't be against that. I've become a Tiki Birds Tiki Room fan, mostly because my son loved it. We talked about it before, but so I would be very sad if it went away completely.
Right.
But I really do. I love Moana. Moana. I think it's a really underrated movie. I think it came out a little too close to Frozen and got eclipsed by all that. But I think that's a fantastic movie. I think music is great. The story is cool. Yeah. So if it tied in with that, and obviously in that part of the Magic Kingdom, it would make sense.
Do you know who wrote the music for the movie?
Yeah, I do. Well, at least some of it. The Hamilton guy. What's his name?
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
See, I know things. You think I don't know things, but I do know things. Glenn.
Look at you.
You think I'm just the pretty voice on this show, but that's right. I'm not just a good-looking airhead. I know things.
So they did not come out and say anything about the Country Bear Jamboree, though. So
and I hate to say it, Glenn. I know you love that thing, but that seems like a very likely path for that.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I still hold out hope that it is just a rumor. So we'll see. But I'm not thrilled about that. The Country Bear Jamboree one, if it goes away. Yes, there's one left in Tokyo, but this is the original. It debuted at Disney World. It's Mark Davis. It's all Disney. Walt actually had he didn't live to see it, but it started way back with him. So listen to our Country Bear Jamboree episode, actually.
It's good. It's a good episode.
Yeah, it is good.
Yeah, and I have such a complicated and nonsensical playbook, but all the reasons you say would be reasons that I would defend Carousel of Progress to the death. But yet with Country Bear Jamboree, I feel like, but it doesn't play now today, and so probably should, be revamped significantly or replaced. But so I guess it's just whatever resonates with people. But
yeah,
I don't know. But you can totally see how people would be like, well, Frontierland and Woody and,
they have their whole land.
Woody's Roundup.
I almost cursed, but they have their own land at Hollywood Studios. So if you want to see Woody and Buzz, head over to the Hollywood Studios.
Yeah. No, I could see it, but I mean, and I don't want to get y'all riled up, but
yeah, you do,
but maybe a little. But I mean, just pretend for a second you work at Imagineering, right? Okay. And you look at the numbers and you go, you know what? People just don't go to the Country Bear Jamboree anymore, and you have your survey people out there that kind of ask, and the feedback you get is like, it's just not clicking with people now today. And you've got prime real estate there, and what would you do with it? Would you leave it the way it is forever and ever? And
no.
have it like a
No. You
like
know what
a
I would
museum
do?
piece?
Is
What would you do?
I would change it. I would change it to every season, or I would bring back the Christmas show, except do it good. I would have the Christmas overlay. They had the Country Bears Vacation Hoedown. So I would do that. I maybe introduce a Halloween one. I would overlay the crap out of that thing, man.
Okay.
And only show the original maybe during the, I don't know, the spring or something. You know what I mean? I would have like 5 or 6 different shows, and it would just rotate all year long.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. And maybe update the animatronics, right? Make them a bit more cutting edge, and
that would be a huge help. Yes.
Yeah, because it does feel
and maybe
old.
Honestly, maybe shorten it a bit. Get it under 10 minutes
for sure. But what about all our IP? All our
well, that's I'm not going down that road.
Was there Country Bears
continue
Jamboree?
with your trip report.
No, this is more fun.
You push my buttons enough.
Was there a Country Bears Jamboree like movie or something? For some reason, I think there was something.
Yes, there was, but we all acknowledge that it didn't happen.
Okay, it's like the Star Wars Christmas special.
Yes,
along the same lines. Okay,
it's just like the Haunted Mansion movie with Eddie Murphy.
That wasn't so bad, was it?
Oh yeah, it was awful.
Okay, well. Yeah, they got to try things.
Do you know? Well, hold on that. There was a rumor that if that movie had taken off, they were going to change Madame Leota to who? Jennifer Tilly was she
really?
yeah, and people freaked out.
Well, we dodged a bullet then. All right, cool.
Yeah, we did.
All right, back to my day. So lunchtime, we went to Columbia Harbor House, which I think the only reason I know that is because you introduced me to. I didn't even know it existed way back when until you said, "Hey, let's go there," and I'm like, "Where is that?" It's pretty good. And I don't normally. This is so hard. They used to just. I'm going to complain about like portion sizes. How's that for old man? Right.
That's
so. They used to give you a lot more food here, but no, just as kind of a sign of the times. We've talked about kind of where they cut things in the past, and they used to like pile on fries onto whatever plate you got. Like so many fries you wouldn't know what to do with. And now, literally, I think I sent you a picture just to see if I can get you riled up. But it's one of them little like paper boats, like I don't know where you see those, a picnic or something like that. And it was like half filled with fries. It was just like the most skimpiest little thing. And I'm like, I just paid $13 for this sandwich with fries, and you could probably do a little bit better than that.
That's right.
So it was a double whammy of that, and then like those dispensers they have with like the forks and the knives and things.
Yeah.
Where you push down on the lever and they pop down like a little fun little like a vending machine.
Yeah.
Well, this woman in front of me, she was trying to, and she looked like she, not that it matters, but she looked Japanese, like literally like was visiting from Japan.
Yeah,
so had that sort of like I'm in a completely different environment kind of thing where you're kind of lost.
Freaked out,
and she's like, huh?
Like she's freaked out. Like
yeah. So she's hitting the button for like the sporks or whatever we're trying to get, and they just kept falling on the floor. And like she would try to get the next one and couldn't catch it, and like it was like this game that like she was like it was like
That's
some weird version of a whack-a-mole kind of thing. Like catch the fork,
Yeah.
And turns out I'm standing next to her. I helped her out. I like she missed it. I caught it, handed it to her. It was fun. It felt like our countries bonded. But and I said, can I move to your country? And anyway, so what I realized was happening was there's supposed to be a little catcher, like like a little black plastic thing, so that like when they pop out, they drop in that, and you get your spork out of that, right?
Yeah, sure.
No, it was broken. It was just completely broken off. There was no catcher thing. So I looked down, and I think I also sent you a picture of this. There's like a whole orchard of sporks down on the ground of people that just the losers that nobody caught. And I'm like, I hate to be that guy, but I'm just looking at this going like, I'm a guest here. I've been here 4 minutes and I see this problem that needs to be addressed. And like, why is this way? Like, okay, so you don't have a spare one and some jerk guest just broke the one you have. Then you know what? Take the friggin' machine out, put it in the back, and ask Jim to go order a new part for it, and don't put it out on the show floor. Right?
Right.
I'm getting all riled up now, Glenn. It's just because that's such an easy. You know why? Here's why it riles me up. Because on the one hand, it creates such a negative connotation. Like that just didn't feel like Disney. And then the plus side is it's so easy to fix. It's like even put a sign on it that says out of order on that particular part or something, rather than just all these sporks filling out all over the floor.
Right.
And not the fun sporks like Forky from Toy Story 4.
Right.
I have very mixed feelings about, by the way. But anyway. So there was and while I'm complaining about things, let me just get my complaining out of the way. And then later on, I'll skip to the head when we were going home. We took the monorail home. Okay. And I'm standing because the stroller with the kid. I'm standing there, and this woman was sitting down on the bench, like the seat part. And she looks up. She's like, I'm getting dripped on. What is this? And I look. And there's like doors, like the emergency doors, in the monorail. So like if it's on fire, everybody can pretend there's a way they can escape. Right. And this thing, Glenn, this wasn't like when I tell you this thing was dropping down. I don't mean like it was a 1/4 inch down or like this thing was. I sent you a picture because I like to get you riled up. Yeah. It had to be like a 3-4 inch gap. Like the thing was just like hanging down by who the hell knows what was keeping it up there. Yeah. And so all the air conditioning water was like dripping down on guests and stuff. And I'm like, I was about to use profanity, but like, I mean, how do you let that, and I tell you, and I don't know, I'm not psychic, but I guarantee you, if there was any way I could prove this didn't just happen, on the last round trip to the TTC. I guarantee you this thing went to the barn like that last night or the night before and just wasn't fixed because they don't have the screw or whatever they need to fix the thing up. Yeah. And it's just like the carpet of the thing was all like just ugh, and just like so I know I complained about this last time we talked about monorails, but I'm really hoping that this state is because they're like, well, don't bother spending any money on it because we got the brand new ones coming soon. I hope to God that's what's happening, because otherwise that's not happening. I don't know what's going on over there.
It's not happening. It's sad. It's ridiculous as they and yes, I'm going to say it. As they are raising prices, and you just paid $130.
No,
a
90.
Person.
Only 90.
$130 per person to get into the resort. That is completely unacceptable. Yeah. I'm sorry, it is. Yeah, it absolutely is.
Especially when, Glenn, think about it. This is the monorail, the express monorail that goes from the TTC to the park to the TTC to the park, right? So you've paid your ticket. It is the first thing you see, right?
Exactly.
The first quote unquote attraction that you get on is the monorail, and it's a piece of what.
Yeah, and they charge more for hotel guests for being on the monorail line.
Yeah, you should get a discount. Oh, you have to be on the monorail. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Right. It's like being on the bus line. Exactly. But it's not. It's advertised as a luxury.
Yeah, insane. And I get the cost cutting, but the things that I've noticed now in the past 2 trips, these do not seem like high. These aren't like, oh, we've got a I don't know what, some real expensive thing. These are just like, small things that any amount of care and attention would take care of, I think.
Sure. Of course.
I don't work there. I'm sure it's much more complicated than I think. I get that, but I'm just looking at this. It was horrid. In the 30 years I've been going to Disney World, I have never seen the condition of the monorails like these are, and it is sad. Those were, my memory, as I'm sure it is yours and many others. When I was a kid, those felt like the most futuristic. We were on a friggin' spaceship, pardon my language, that, it was amazing to be on those things. And the air conditioning and just the voiceover and just everything about it was incredible. Yeah. And now they feel worse than the buses. They feel like they are old and broken down. And anyway, I'm going on a long rant, but this was the worst egregious sin I've seen on monorails. So yeah. Something's got to be done there. Anyway, sorry to go on that rant. You can cut that out if you want, but I had to talk.
No, that's staying in.
All right, so we did Columbia
That's the
Harbor
essence
House.
of Starport 75. What are you talking about?
We hate you, Disney.
It's very complicated.
It really is complicated. Beat me some more. So we did a Harbor House, which was pretty good. I did mobile ordering. They got to figure out something with that whole mobile ordering pickup thing, because like it was a bit of humor, because we started to go there, and I'm like, I told my team, just go get a table. We'll sit down and we'll order it from the table, and then rather than waiting in line, because it's hard. Huh?
can't do that.
Of course you can. Why not?
Mm.
Like, it's no. Hey, hang on.
They're
Before you
supposed to.
don't-
Well,
before
no.
you-
You're not supposed to go get a table until
Before you
have
judge
your
me.
food.
Who says this? Where does it say that anywhere?
Well, the people, the cast members who are
No.
yes, the greeters. They are
What
supposed to
greeter?
keep people.
There was no greeter there.
Sure, there are the ones handing out the menus.
No, there was nobody there handing out menus.
Well,
My hand to God, there was nobody there handing out
right,
menus.
well.
Because I know what you're talking about. No, they were just stacked up. You could just take one. And that was it.
okay, no, that's okay.
Anyway, so, but it didn't seem like it was, I'm not stealing anything from anybody. Because, like, if, let's say I had ordered from Adventureland, we would have walked to the thing. I would have hit the button that said, hey, I'm here. And we would have gotten sat down at a table. Like, how's that any different? Then I just sat down at a table and then I hit the button that said, I'm here. How's that different?
Oh no, I know what you're talking about. I'm just saying what the policy is supposed to be.
Where is this policy?
Is that you're not supposed to order before you're not supposed to order. You're supposed to order before you get there, and then you're supposed to check in and say, "I'm here."
Yeah, but I mean, I essentially did that.
And you're not supposed to go sit down until you have your food. I'm not saying it's right. I'm telling you
I'm telling
the
you.
policy.
You show me where that's even written.
I will. I'll find it.
And you don't type it up yourself. Anyway,
I found on starport75.com.
it was on the internet. It must be true.
That's right.
So it was taped to a monorail somewhere. So all right. So whatever. We screwed over the place and got our tables.
Messing up the whole system, man.
Well, the whole system is messed up anyway.
It
so
is.
so anyway, we did that, and then I'm like, all right, come with me, boy, help me carry some stuff. And so we're standing at the pickup thing, and because we'd already hit, we're here, and we're just waiting for them to tell us it's ready. And by the way, when did that place get so popular? Like, it is like I can never get a seat. It is so hard to get a table there.
Ages. I mean, that's always been a popular place.
Not when you and I used to go there, it didn't seem like it.
Oh my God! Oh, okay.
Really?
Yes.
My memory's not so good. Anyway, we get there, and the guy behind there was like because there's just a mob of people there just waiting to be, so there's a couple things they could do if they want to hire me for some consulting services. So they have a nice sign up top. Like, there's a guy back there, and he's like, Glenn, your order's ready? And you're like, did he say Glenn? Gwen?
Right.
Well, who did he call? Right. And everybody's like, it's like a chain gang of
you all help each other. It's like
right. No, he didn't say Glenn. He said when. When is and
right.
So we're trying to help each other.
Anybody here? Yeah, sure. It's like one of those you're passing, whatever.
Yeah.
Buckets of water, like
it's a bucket brigade, right? Exactly.
Yeah, bucket. Yeah, thank you.
And then you have to excuse me because the people up front aren't the ones that were actually the first ones that have their order ready. So then there's this whole shuffle. It would help if just like up above there was actually a sign where it says right now it's just a sign that says mobile pickup.
Yeah,
they should make that an interactive sign and put the names up there of who's ready. So
that's actually a great idea.
Thank you. I came up with that in like no time.
Man, look at you.
I don't even work there, and I came up with that. But then the funny part was like, can you get free refills there? Because like the guy was like if you're here for refills, stand on the left, and if you're here for your mobile order, stand on the right. And everybody's looking at each other, and there's a whole shuffle where like half the people went one way and the other half went the other way, but everybody's unsure. And I'm laughing at this, and I realized what was going on. I said, "Sir, your left or our left?" And he's like, no,
this side.
No, my left. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Like, well, whatever this one is, this is for mobile ordering, and this is for refills. So that was a little bit of humor. So that's another thing they could do is like, if that's a rule, like more of these unstated mobile ordering rules. But if that's a rule where one side is for pickup and another side is for refills, then put up a damn sign.
How about don't have refills at the same place you have mobile ordering?
Yeah, when it's 4.5 square feet of space, right?
Well, no, what they need to do is as mobile ordering has gotten more and more popular, they need to reorganize. They need to have two bays or what they have to come up with a flow.
Yeah,
you can't just have a mob of people just standing there.
I agree with you.
And I'm complaining because that's exactly what happened the last time I was there.
Oh, is it? Yeah, it hasn't changed.
And that was a year ago.
But it was just funny to see the mob go, well, wait, who's left? What are we supposed to do? So anyway, can you get refills? Like, what was that about? Like, I didn't know.
Yeah, I don't think it's really advertised. But yeah, I think you can go. They don't care. I mean, they don't care.
Another unwritten rule.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we did that, and then so we finished that, and then we were going to do the most exciting part of the day that I was really looking forward to, was the Hall of Presidents. I thought this was going to be, because I haven't been in it yet since they added the current president. My wife hasn't either. My son has never seen it for this reason.
All right.
And I figured, at least it's a little historical.
Sure.
And about America, and so I could have my nephews see that. It's iconic, thing. But we got there just at the either wrong or right time, depending on whether you wanted to go into the thing or not. So for some of my party, it worked out well. But we got there right as the show was starting. So they were like, well, it'll be a 15-minute wait, and then a 25. It's a 20-minute show or whatever it is. Yeah. And then back to my point before about, well, we just kind of want to see more of the park. We decided we're just going to do a loop and then head out, right? So I'm like, well, let's not invest that much time in this then. And of course, my nephews didn't carry the way, so I'm like, all right, well, let's continue on. So,
nice.
I mean, from that part, honestly, most of the rest of the day was we just kind of, again, given their age and whatever, there wasn't a whole lot in Fantasyland that would have interested them. So we just kind of walked around so they could see that. They didn't want to wait in line for Mine Train. Obviously, it was like 120 million years to do that. And we wanted to get to Tomorrowland so that we could go on the People Mover, and we did that. And I already told you before that was a really long line. And then I'm like, well, let's do Carousel of Progress, because I love Carousel of Progress, and sure. I figured these guys are going to hate it, but what do I care? I love it, and I want to go, and I'm the tour guide, so you're all stuck with me. So we went and did that, and I still love that thing, man. That thing needs so much work, but I love that thing so much. So much I love it. And you know what? I was surprised. It was a packed theater. Every seat was filled. I've been in there when there's like 4 people in there. So I was happy to see that. Yeah. They have to redo that last scene though, and it's so funny how much it was so accurate, that last scene. Yeah. That we've already passed. It was futuristic. You're right. We did do high def TVs, but now we're gonna have 8K TVs. Right. So. Right. Got to update that a little bit. They do. But here was the most surprising and redeeming part of the whole day. You ready for this?
Sure.
So we leave the Carousel of Progress, and we're walking out, and I think it was my older nephew says to me, "That was amazing." He truly loved it. I'm like, really? You like for a second? I'm like, I could convert you to a Disney fan if you really like that. Right. He really liked it. Now I did trump it up a little bit, so to speak, before we went in. And I said, this is one of the few attractions left that Walt actually had a hand in, kind of the creation of, and predates Disney World and blah blah blah. And so maybe just having that bit of context helped out. But I felt good and proud that that seemed to resonate with them. So nice. So we had that high, and then we went to one of the lowest lows I have had at a Disney World park.
Okay.
So you remember I told you I had that electronic scooter thingy?
Yeah. Right?
And I also have just because, why not complete the old man picture? I also have a fold-up cane that I use, the Hurricane. Everybody knows the Hurricane, of course. I hope someday to not need this crap, but this is what I have. Now, along with those, have you ever seen those bottle fans that holds a gallon of water and the little fan, a little squirt bottle thing?
Yeah.
You ever seen that?
Yes.
So we have a couple of those. We had one of them, and we had it in the basket of the scooter thingy. And we come out of Carousel of Progress, and my wife says, "Do you know where the fan is?" Because we had our little 3-year-old there, and he was getting kind of hot, and you could call for that. And I'm like, "Yeah, it's in the basket of the thing." She's like, "Yeah, that's what I thought. It's not there anymore." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" So somebody stole. Now think about this. Now, granted, I'm not an invalid, right? I'm not 90 years old or whatever. But from the scene, now imagine you're whoever you are, whatever scumbag you are, that you've now walked up. You see that there's this scooter, right? That's typically for older, disabled people, whatever. And a cane that you have to move out of the way in the basket to take the water bottle. So somebody stole the friggin' thing out of the basket of that ECV. Have you ever? I'm getting no reaction from you here. I was livid. I'm like, humanity.
What am I going to say? That's...
Well, humanity sucks. What's wrong with people? Have you ever had anything stolen from like your stuff at Disney World?
I mean, I don't want to jinx it, but no, not that I can remember.
Well, if I'm with you next time, it's going to happen. Because I've seen your camera gear, and oh boy. Well, no, but people leave lots of stuff. I mean, people like lots of bags and stuffed things, and and it just like even earlier that day, I saw like there was a whole line of strollers with stuff just jammed in it, and I'm just like, come on. Like, if you can afford enough to go to Disney World, you can afford enough to go buy your own damn water bottle fan. They're not cheap. They're like $20.
No, but, I know they're not.
And we've bought way too many of them.
I was going to say, I have 2 in our closet right here.
Because we buy them and then go, oh, we forgot to put it in the car.
Right.
Yeah, stole my fan, man. Can you believe that? And unfortunately, that's pretty much how the day ended. Because then after that, we were kind of on our way out, and I was really pissed over that. Because I don't know, and it wasn't even like a crime of opportunity where you're like, well, they just kind of, it was right there. You had to move the stuff around in the basket to get to it. It was like underneath crap.
Right. If it was just like, oh, you could just walk off.
Yeah, and you're like, all right, people, whatever, our lizard brains tell us this. But no, you had to work at this. I mean, at least to a degree. And like, come on.
That's crazy.
And I know why it happened is because, where the parking was. Oh, and here was the other part. I don't know if I can relay this well. But, Disney employees are supposed to be pretty well trained on how to interact with guests, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I cruise on...
Cast members.
What did I say?
Employees.
Yeah, all right, whatever. Cast members. So I cruise on up with my scooter there, and there's this woman. She's doing the stroller shuffle. You know how they do, like, to move them around. I think they just move them back and forth. I don't think they even do anything.
Yeah, they're just killing time.
Yeah, pretty much just earning my money. Anyway, I cruise up and I'm like, can I park this here? And she's like, no. Like, she was like I was like I was being yelled at, and I'm like,
ruin the whole pattern.
What? And she was like, no, you can't do that. And she had like an Australian accent, which I won't try to do. But she's like, you have to go over there. And I'm like it was the only time that I ever felt like, I don't know, berated,
Yeah,
I really did something. And I'm like, I think you need to go back through training, young lady, because it should be like, it's an easy like, oh, sir, I'm sorry, no, unfortunately, I have to ask you to put that on, something like that. But it was like, no, that can't go there. Like, it was like, am I at SeaWorld? What's going on here? So anyway, that's so after that, we just kind of cruised back over towards Main Street. I did do a PhotoPass thing. Had a neat little exchange with the woman photopasser there, because we've talked about PhotoPass before and the photographers there.
Yes.
And I had my camera gear with me, which we've talked about many times. And she said, "Oh, that's a really nice lens." So I said, "Oh, thanks." So we start chit chatting photography things, and I learned she's like going to photography school, and she's doing that job as an internship. So anyway, just interesting because we talked about who they get to do those before, and at least for some part of the year, there's actually some program. Because I said, "Well, are you on summer break?" She's like, "No, I'm an intern." And I said, "Oh, so you go back to school?" She's like, "Well, unless they want to keep going with my internship, then I'll stay." And so it was kind of neat, little glimpse into the PhotoPass setup. Yeah. Unfortunately, the PhotoPass picture wasn't that good. A little kind of crooked and stuff.
I didn't want to say anything, Chris, but I'll be
really
honest with you.
I expected.
For you to tell me that after, because I've seen that picture, and it's a good picture of the family. I mean, the family, the subjects are excellent. But it's like crooked and all, right?
Yeah, well, the only thing in her defense is, that was the very last one she took, and it was a little hurried. And she took quite a few, and this was her photography training out of it. She was trying very hard to get my youngest son to look at the camera, which he refuses to do, but she tried very, very hard. So the last one was almost just kind of like a gimme, like she just kind of it was a grab shot. So she didn't put a whole lot of thought into it, but it just happened to be that was the one that we all kind of looked best in. So that's the one I ended up taking. But it's so funny you noticed that, because that's I told when I sent it to you, I'm like, Glenn is totally going to notice this thing's crooked because the castle's pointing at like a 30-degree angle.
Right, it's like, is it the Leaning Tower of Pisa they're at?
But she was nice. Other than that, I'll send you the other ones.
That's cool.
But it did give me high hopes. I'm like, oh, this is going to be an amazing picture then. But kind of like what we talked about before, is like, what latitude do they have? They stand in a spot and they're like, here's the camera, and you leave it on these settings, and this is what you do. But Glenn, I'm going to say this again.
What's she shooting?
Well, Nikon. They all shoot the same. What are you talking about?
I know, but what do they have?
Oh, the actual camera.
Yeah. What lenses is she using? What camera is she using?
Oh, I didn't get into that. I don't know. Camera gear. Who cares? It wasn't mirrorless, so I don't care. What was I going to say?
It wasn't
part to it.
You show me yours, and I'll show you mine.
Stop it! You can't do that on this show. Stop it.
No, the cameras.
Stop it.
You showed her your camera?
I didn't show it to her. I was putting it down on the ground so she could take our picture, and she happened to notice it. I didn't say anything. Come on, man.
You should have asked her to take a picture with your camera.
You know what? Why weren't you there? Why weren't you there to help me with that?
Well, they will do that.
I know they will. And actually, I did think of that before we walked up, but then I forgot about it. Gosh darn it. Oh, well, here's why. I'll tell you why I didn't do that. Here's why. Here's my gripe. And I haven't complained about this before. I don't know what... I saw her doing a picture with somebody before us. Okay. And I saw where she's like, okay, now hold your hands like this, like doing one of those magical one of those things.
Yeah, magic shot.
Is that what they're called?
Yes, magic shot. Yeah,
terrible.
Everything's magic at Disney. Come on, man.
Magic monorails.
Well, not that.
Anyway, so I saw them. I'm like, oh, and there was no line. So I'm like, oh, okay, let's see what fun things she has us do. No, just the standard picture. That nothing. Like, I never get asked. I don't know what it is. Like,
you have to ask them.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do. Do you have any magic shots?
What do you like? Like it's a drug deal?
Yes, pretty much. Yeah.
Do you got any magic shots?
Because they might have the balloons that they superimpose.
Why should I have to ask that?
Different.
No,
yeah, you have to ask. You have to know, because otherwise they're just trying to get through.
There was nobody lying there. There was.
It doesn't matter. That's no. You ask them. Hey, do you have any magic shots? And they're like, oh, yes, we do.
Yeah. Psst, psst. You got magic shots?
Yeah. It's kind of like that.
Well, where were you? I needed to know that. I bet it's covered in Instagram.
Fly me down. I'll be the tour guide.
I wish you were, man. I so did not want to be in that job on this trip. I hate that job so much. It's just so much pressure. And because the way, and you know what it is? Because the way I like to experience parks, I know is not how most people like to experience parks. And in fact, I almost did but I knew we wouldn't wait in the lines. I was almost going to get like a touring plan, so to speak, and kind of like boom, 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 boom. But nobody wanted to wait in lines either. So I'm like, well if you don't want to wait in lines, you can't really do that.
Right.
So anyway, that was my day. After that, we went home and I cried about my missing $20 bottle fan.
Yeah. Amazingly enough, you and I like to tour the parks pretty much the same way.
Yeah. The right way.
The only way.
Because it's a park. It's not called, get through all the things as fast as you can. It's a park.
Well, if you're on vacation, if you have a limited amount of time, you got to do that.
I know, but I haven't been in that situation for so long that I just that's not I don't. It's like it's not. I don't even think about it. Like,
so you got there pretty early. When did y'all leave?
Early for us. Thank you for saying. What time did we leave? 4?
Oh, wow. That is a long... seriously, that's a long day. Yeah, I mean, if you got there around 9:30, 10 o'clock, I mean...
But we didn't do that much. And this is what I always feel like with the parks.
Well...
But what did we do? We didn't... Yeah. We didn't do that much. We did go on the people... Oh, I forgot to tell you I guess Space Mountain was broken, so all the lights were on. Which
that's cool.
I always love when I catch that. That's fun. Yeah. Oh, the Tron coaster. Saw the Tron coaster, too.
Yeah, how's that going?
That looks impressive.
Right?
I can't tell you if they're on track or not. And speaking of tracks...
On track.
Did you know that they actually pulled up the train tracks? Like I was looking on the People Mover, because it goes right over where the train tracks are. They actually pulled them up. They're not even on the ground. Like they just stored them in a garage somewhere or something.
That's crazy. No, you did send me that photo, and I was like, oh, and it makes perfect sense.
Sure.
I mean, if you had to have trucks like coming and going and
but I would have bet money that no, they're not going to pull them up. They're just going to put
something over
boards over them for the drive on or something.
Yeah, but.
No, they're like it looks like, I don't know how to gauge, like, I don't know, 100 meters, 200 meters of
well, I'm wondering if they're going to have to reroute it a bit.
Maybe slightly. I mean, it can't go too far, because I mean, it even goes in that particular spot underneath the People Mover, where they paint it black.
No, so I know right there, but what I'm thinking is because they redid the speedway, right? So they had to make it shorter, and so I'm wondering if the train has to like weave a little bit closer to it.
I wonder.
So
I forgot they had to change the speedway.
Yeah.
How's that thing still there? How does that keep?
Now look, okay. You want to talk about redoing attractions?
Yeah.
How in the world have they not done a Cars overlay on that thing?
Cars, is that a movie they did? What is that? I haven't heard of that.
And do it with electric cars so that it's quiet.
Yeah. Well, because isn't that part of the allure, though? All that.
Well, to an extent, but I mean, wouldn't it be cool to drive an electric car around?
Absolutely.
In a car that looks like Lightning McQueen?
Yeah, but you can't do that because it wasn't an electric car. I mean, he's got the whole,
No, I know, but oh my God, are you really picking this apart? When, like,
don't you think they would? Don't you think they'd say, well,
oh my God,
Sparky doesn't have what's his name? Lightning doesn't. He's not an electric car. But either way, I mean,
all right, fine.
Either one, no matter how you look at it,
do one or the other. But something needs to be done.
I totally agree with you. I can't imagine why they hadn't done both those. I
make it a marionette show and have them riding around.
Oh
in the car
boy, here we are again.
Something ridiculous, stupid.
Toy Story. I gotta watch Toy Story 3. I don't remember how that ended. Did they all die at the end? Like you said, it all wrapped up and like it was an end. Did they all die? What happened?
No, they didn't die. But Andy gave all of his toys, including Buzz and Woody, to Bonnie.
Okay,
and he literally drives off into the sunset.
Yeah, well, that's where it picks up, though. No spoilers, but that's exactly where 4 picks up.
Okay, well, it didn't need to pick up. It was perfect. That was it.
I agree with you.
The end of the story. Thank you.
Well,
go rewatch 1, 2 if you want to see more.
Yeah, well, those pigs needed to be topped by more pigs. So.
Exactly. Yes. Look, the company's $150 million richer. So
how much money have you made this quarter? Huh?
That's right. I did not make $150 million.
I think you better shut your non-Disney mouth.
That's right. They're doing everything perfectly correct. Their stock's up like 27% this year.
It's hard to argue.
So, I mean, hey, obviously they know exactly what they're doing.
It's hard to argue with.
It is hard to argue with. I can't argue. Yeah. That's the thing. The numbers speak. What am I going to do?
Complain on a podcast.
I can complain on a podcast. That's all I can do.
All we need to do is we need to have more listeners than Disney World has visitors, and then we can turn the tide on things.
That's right.
I hope you're working on that.
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
that was my trip report. That was my fun. Awesome. It was a lot of interesting things in that non-interesting trip for some reason. Stole my fan, man. Stole my fan.
Your trip reports are always fun.
Bastards. I wish I had my car has a security system in it that the cameras will record stuff if people mess with it. Yeah. I wish I had that for my next time. I'm going to set up a dash cam on that stupid scooter thing. I'm going to catch whoever it was. Who would have done that? I'm hoping it was a kid. I'm hoping it was a kid that just didn't know better. But because if it was an adult, then
it was an adult. Right?
I know it was, but come on, man.
No,
and it was. It was all the way at the end because imagine you're facing Carousel of Progress, and it was all the way to the right. So this is this no man's land between that, between that and where they have Buzz come out. Which, by the way, he spends more time taking pictures in Disney World than he was in Toy Story 4. So,
I believe that.
So he was there hey, remember me? I'm Buzz. Okay, bye, everybody. And that was pretty much it. That's what he was in the movie. Yeah, so anyway, I think it was kind of in a no man's land where somebody's like, I'm going to steal that fan. I don't know why they sound like they're from
That's
South,
exactly where they were from.
Could have been. Oh, blimey, I'm going to take me this fan.
No, it wasn't.
Was it something like that?
No, not at all. Somebody from Mississippi,
get loopy.
Alabama.
All right. So hopefully someday, what will happen if you and I both go on a trip? What would we do then? We've never done that for the show. Would we pretend the other one wasn't on the trip and describe it? How would that work?
Oh, yeah. Well, no, we can talk about our adventures together.
Do we have to talk in such a high voice? Is that required?
as we're standing next to each other taking the exact same photo. And, we can absolutely do that.
And yet somehow yours turn out better than mine. I don't know why that is.
Don't.
You must have a better camera than I do.
That's exactly right. I have a much better camera than you do.
You must have a great camera.
Absolutely.
All right. That's where this needs to end, right there. All right, I gotta take a nap and get over my anger, over my fan. I gotta go clutch my other 2 fans that I have left and make sure nobody takes them.
Hold them tight.
All right, man. All right,
actually, it was probably a Disney cast member taking it, so that you have to buy another one.
You know what? That's what they should do.
That's their new stream of revenue.
They just roam around the park, just taking people's stuff. And all right, they're gonna have to buy another one of those. They're gonna have to buy another popcorn bucket. They're gonna have to, just kind of pick them up. By the way, speaking of those things, because I saw a picture of a popcorn bucket.
Oh, that's
on
another
Instagram.
thing. Yeah.
But I also saw the like they had at the Harbor House. They had and they've always had like periodically like special cups you could get that were just like cups, right?
Okay.
I gotta find this thing now. This thing was you could buy the drink like a Coke for $3.99.
Okay.
Right. Or you could buy it in the Mickey Sipper. Have you seen this thing?
Not that I can think
Which
of.
is to celebrate Mickey's 90th birthday.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, sounds cool.
Yeah.
And even by the picture, I thought, well, that looks kind of neat. And by the way, if you want the Mickey Sipper, you have to add on another $13. So your Coke is going to cost you almost $20 for that Coke.
God.
But let me, or else, you people playing at home, you can just search for Mickey Mouse, Mickey Sipper if you like. And he's cute. And this picture doesn't really do it justice. But this thing is like 4 foot tall. I mean, this thing is
goodness.
It is like gigantic.
All right, I'm going to have to put this. This might be the
This is the cover photo.
picture for our...
I want to find one like with some sense of scale to it. Oh, here we go. This one is a person
It's
holding
literally bigger than the castle in the picture I'm looking at.
Well, to be fair, that's Disneyland, so everything's bigger than that
that's
castle.
true. I'm sorry.
But here's a person holding one of those. Like you can't even you can't see her face.
God, that's awesome. All right, that's going to be the picture.
And
Thanks.
yeah,
that
so,
makes my job a little easier.
So I think this is, to your point about Instagram, the only reason I can think this is just such an enormity. And I mean, remember, this is a drinking cup, right? So out of his party hat, there's a straw and whatever. Yeah.
How do you clean it? Unfortunately, that's my first thing.
That was exactly what I thought. Because like you look at it, and like the soda's all going to pool down into his feet. Like he's got some sort of like circulation problem.
You can't put him in the dishwasher.
Well, of course not. I don't know. Like, and look how skinny his legs is. Like all the Coke just cements in there. I don't know.
Unfortunately, that's my.
And it can't just fill up his head because then it would be top heavy and fall over.
Well, that's true. That's my guide to buying cups is if it can't fit in the dishwasher, I can't buy it. Like I'm so lazy, I will not hand wash a cup.
Mickey Sipper. Thing's gigantic.
That's not a sipper.
I would have had to get a second stroller to get this thing around with me.
That's insane. That is
People
insane.
had them, man. $13 this thing was.
It's cute. I mean,
it's adorable.
Cute, but
it's absolutely adorable. But
wait till he's 100. Whoa, my god! Think of the merchandise then.
The what? What'd you say?
Wait till he's 100.
Yeah, he's looking good for 90.
He is, right?
When's that coming up? November? October?
Well, it passed in October. I mean, in November.
Oh yeah, because I had a lot going on back then.
Yeah, you did. So
it's
okay if you. I will say, okay. So we said we were going to end it. I'll end it on this. A little bit of Disney magic. You know how every now and then, you'll go up to a popcorn stand or whatever, and sometimes they'll just be like, "Here you go." Like they won't even charge you for it.
We've had that happen not with popcorn.
It's not often, right? It's really just like a magical thing, right?
It really is.
When I went, actually with you, a few years ago to go really just take pictures on one day. That day, there was one thing I wanted to get. I wanted to go to Pecos Bill and get a country. It was for the Country Bear Jamboree, like a jug. Like a moonshine jug type thing, that they fill with, soft drink. Mm-hmm. But they charged, extra for that. It was it was like $15 or whatever, right? For that and the Coke or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so I went, but they were closing and it was like, I'm like, oh, and they're like, oh, well, I'm sorry, we're closing, well, I said, oh, all right. And they're like, well, wait, what'd you want? And I said, I just wanted to get the jug filled with Coke. And so they're like, okay, hold on. And so they went and filled it up, and I'm taking my money out, and they're like, no, just take it.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh, that was awesome. So,
and you're like, well, wait a minute, is it dishwasher safe? Can I do that?
I didn't care at that point.
Well, that's great.
Yeah,
I love when that happens. It's only happened to me a couple of times in the many decades we've been going. It's always nice. Huh.
So anyway, since we're talking about commemorative cups,
and that it is that stuff that and You know, it's that stuff when they're not pinching pennies and they're more concerned about the experience than, you know,
Right.
the profit on it. So
Right.
yeah, good stuff. Nobody gave me a Mickey sipper though. That was sad.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's okay.
All right.
All right. Well, hey, that was my trip.
Awesome.
This recap was actually longer than the trip.
I
don't know if you
think
realize.
so, but it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Well, I'm glad you did. Hopefully, many others did. Cool. All right,
All
man.
right.
Well, I guess next time we'll pick it up with probably some more news and things.
Yeah. Hopefully we might have a guest next time. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
I can't promise
how's that
anything,
going?
but
yeah, super
we'll
secret plans. Don't say.
Yep,
who it
I
is,
know.
but
I'm not. I'm not.
I'm excited about it.
I know.
I'm excited about it. So, good.
All right.
All right. Well, I'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Starport 75. Follow Chris on Twitter and Instagram at CBGray, and Glenn on Twitter and Instagram at DizWiz. Follow the show on Twitter and Facebook at Starport75 and Instagram at TheStarport75. For all things related to the show, including show notes and links to connect with us, visit us at starport75.com.